it's Matt here with Peppercoat Barbecue, and welcome back to the Peppercoat Deck. Today I lit a fire in the Old Country Barbecue Pit's Pecos for my first long cook on this smoker. I'll be smoking a 7.5 pound pork butt, and I'm inviting you to stick around for some great pulled barbecue. It is 1 p.m. on a Saturday, and my plan is to have this pork butt Sunday after church. I'll have several family members over here to eat. Last night, I give it just a light trim, salt, pepper, put in the fridge overnight to get a little bit of a dry brine. I came out maybe an hour ago around 12 o'clock, and I lit some lump oak charcoal here in the Old Country Barbecue Pit's Pecos. Threw a pecan and an oak split in there to heat up. I now have those two burning. They're still burning, and it's been about an hour, so I'll probably go ahead and add another split soon. I did line the bottom of the smoker with aluminum foil. I'm going to cook this all the way through, no wrap. That's my plan right now on the Old Country Barbecue Pit's Pecos. Like I said, this is my first long cook on this smoker, and then when it is done, I will wrap it and put it in the oven to hold at 150 until we're ready to eat tomorrow. I'm going to put this pork butt over here near the stack end, or a little closer to the stack end, away from the fire. I am cooking this fat cap up. This is the first time that I have smoked a pork butt fat cap up, because I'm always smoking in bottom up cookers. So what I'm hoping for again is that top down cooking. If you watch my previous Pecos videos, you'll know that one of the things I said was I would probably just open this cowboy firebox, the top of it, to feed the fire. But since then, I've used it 4 or 5 times now on shorter cooks, and I've been placing my wood up here to kind of dry out a little bit. So I've decided that just to make my peace with this side door and use it, plus it doesn't let as much heat out. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in a chunk of cherry. We'll let that get started. I wanted to side with the barbecue, so I went with everybody's favorite, baked beans. I'm going to put these on here. It's been about an hour and a half since this pork butt started. I got these baked beans mixed up. I'll show you real quick how I did that. And I'm going to show you what the pork butt looks like an hour and a half in. Still got plenty of water in the water pan. Getting a really nice color. This fire's been going for 3 hours. The pork butt's been on there for 2 hours, and we're starting to die down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and throw in another split, and this will actually this will be the 6th split that I've added. Now it's kind of warm. This one is massive. This is a really large chunk. It's got a knot in the middle of it. So far, I've been burning a nice clean smoke. This will be a good test to see, how big of a split I can get away with in here. I'm thinking this is a little much, but still learning as I go. I've been leaving the door open until the splits take off, and then I'll close it. Pork butt's been on for 2.5 hours now. Looking pretty good. This fat on the fat caps starting to render a little bit. Still got a long way to go there. It's getting a little dry over here on this one corner, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a spritz with some apple cider vinegar. It's been an hour and 15 minutes since we spritzed last time. Oh, this is looking good. Remember, this has been on here for 3 hours and 45 minutes right now. The beans have been on for about 2 hours. I'm going to let them go about another hour, and we'll pull the beans off. Beans have been on for 3 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them off. So we have lost our light out here. Just have these little porch lights on. But you can see we're getting a really, really nice dark bark on here. We'll go ahead and give it just a little spritz with our apple cider vinegar. Just keep plenty of moisture. And then I think I'll go ahead and put just a little more water in this water pan. So I'm 7.5 hours in, and I've been trying to learn how to control the temperature a little bit better with the fire management. Still have a lot to learn with this pit, and all of my splits are different sizes, but it seems to work the best if I leave this open with about a 1-inch gap here at the top. And then when I lay the splits in, if I'll add another split before the one that's in there completely burns out, that seems to help. And also, if you kind of crisscross these, it lets more air up underneath them, so they seem to do a little bit better. I did try this with the grate that came with it. I don't know, about a week or so ago, with some ribeyes. I smoked them and then seared them in the firebox, and I used that grate in there. Seemed to get a lot more smoke with the grate, so I didn't like that. I may try this with a grill rack or something in there, kind of like I had the smokehouse set up, so you get more air up underneath. But you can see these catch really quickly as long as they can get some air. The wood's good and dry, still getting a clean smoke. So we'll keep on smoking. It's 10:15. This pork butt's been on for 9 hours and 15 minutes. I have tried to increase the temperature a little bit now, up to like 275, 280. You know, if it's 300, that's okay. Try to push through that stall. This thing got to 171 and actually sat there for about 2 hours or a little over at 171. Internal's up to 174 now, but let's take a peek and see what we got. Looking really good. It's hard to see out here, but nice dark bark. It's not getting dried out. Still got a little bit of bounce up here. I can tell that that fat cap's starting to render out, but it's still got a lot of fat underneath. I'm going to give it just a quick spritz. I'm going to get this closed up, throw another split on, keep on smoking. I'm going to throw another pecan split on here. It should light up pretty quick. Yeah. And since we're trying to keep that temperature up a little bit now, I've opened this up about halfway. It is 1 a.m. We come up to 201 degrees internal temperature. 2 degrees shy of what I was shooting for, but again, it is 1 a.m., way past my bedtime. So we're going to go ahead and pull this off, get in the house, see what it looks like, wrap it up, and then set in the oven to hold overnight. So just to make sure that we keep this moist, I'm going to use some bacon grease, and I'm just going to douse this bacon grease on this. A lot of times you'll see guys making briskets, and they'll use tallow in their butcher paper. Same principle, but we're using a little pig on pig action here with some bacon grease. Once I get this back in the pan, I'm just going to take my probe for my temp spike, put it back in here just to keep a watch on those internals. I have my oven calibrated where it's setting around 150 degrees. So I'm just going to put it in there and let it set until probably about 12 or 1 o'clock tomorrow, about another 12 hours. It was hard to film with everyone here, but even after the long rest, the bark turned out great. There was plenty of moisture. I pulled it, gave it a quick job, and enjoyed some time with the family. It's been a couple of days since we had the barbecue, and I realized that I didn't film an outro for the video, so I just wanted to hit on a couple of things really quick. One, I asked everybody to give me their honest opinion about this barbecue versus what I typically serve, and everybody said, oh, it's good, we can't tell the difference really. Well, I could tell a little bit of a difference, mainly A couple of things. One, sometimes with the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco, which I typically make these butts on, you can get a little bit of that. I guess the best way to say it is a sooty or a dirty smoke flavor. And it's not bad. It's subtle. That's why I usually pull them at 6 hours on the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco. But on the Pecos, even going 12 hours, it had a much cleaner smoke flavor. It was not over smoked, even with the 12-hour cook. I don't think I'll go 12 hours again because it was a little bit dry. Now, if I had not put the bacon grease on there, it would have been really dry. I think that helped just a little bit. But I noticed it was a little bit drier. I think in the future, I'll just do like 8 hours, wrap it, and finish it in the oven, maybe 6 hours or something. But the fat cap is the other thing that I noticed was the major difference. I said earlier in the video, this is the first time I've ever cooked fat cap up on a top-down smoker, and it worked great. I couldn't have asked for the fat cap to be rendered any better. Had that nice, sweet, almost a caramelized, sticky bite to it. I mean, it was absolutely perfect to me. That was the best bite of the whole pork butt. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate you subscribing. It'll help me out. And give a like, give a comment down in the comments. It really helps the algorithm, helps the channel to grow. Been at it for about 10 months, trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark before a year. And hey, we got some big things coming. Like, I don't know exactly where this is in the frame, but I got some really big things coming. And it's interesting, exciting for me. Hope it is for you. And I'll see you next time on Peppercoat Barbecue.